Hello everyone, we have finished another project. Let me remind you that this is G65 G65 Crazy Color Edition. V12 BITURBO. We have made a real masterpiece from this car. I named the car a Wartime G-Wagon. Why? I will tell you this at the end of the video. Let me remind you what it looked like. We have made a lot of 6x6 gel invasions and each project is slightly different from each other. In this project, we installed a front guard, something we haven't done before. Bumpers and the car itself is painted from the factory. We painted the back that we were working on the same color and of course painted the roof and installed a lot of other things. Let me tell you. We put a pad over the windshield in the style of Brabus, they are also called ears. Made entirely from carbon. LEDs are not original, but they shine very well, they are considered as high beams, we connected them to the factory button in the car. We did not install an additional relay or buttons, everything is fine. One button turns on the LED on the bumper, which is also in the Brabus style. The original LED from Nolden is installed on the bumper, made of fiberglass and we painted it black. Everything works great. Snorkels are also in Brabus style, made by our company. The hood trim is also made of carbon fiber from our production. But the style of the lining is from the new gel invasion, the lining is a little larger and has 2 holes. You can evaluate the quality of work on the frames that I will now insert. See how perfectly we installed this part. There are no seams and sealants, everything is great. And beyond tradition, we'll talk about arch extensions. Fully carbon fender flares from our company. They are awesome, just look, there are no shrinkages, shagreenes, the fabric is everywhere in its place, this is one of my prides. We connected the bumper and arches without sealant, there is no space between the parts, except maybe a millimeter or less. Of course, we installed protection under the front bumper as the original has it. Also carbon fiber bumper cover, everything looks nice. On all G65 gel invasions, this grille is chrome-plated, the mesh was installed from the factory. There was an AMG badge but we removed it and made a Brabus badge. It was the desire of the client, since the whole car is in the style of Brabus.
Something that I'm breathing, telling me to sleep in. Fix behind my lids like nothing gets done. Living by a bad truth, swallow it like who knew. Marching to the drums like pa 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 pa. Sliding by the beaches, gotta have a secret. Life is plain peaches, tell nobody my secret. Drowning at the teaching, gotta have a secret. I'm just a fake silhouette, avoiding every threat. I wanna stay like a silhouette, but I can't do that, no I can't do that. No I can't do that.
Next I will talk about mirrors. The mirrors are installed through a spacer, as the original has a carbon lining too. And you may have noticed that there is a lot of chrome on the car. Front protection in chrome, moldings from start to finish in chrome. Mercedes badges are also in chrome. It was the desire of the customer. V12 BITURBO also in chrome. This is from the factory, as our car is BITURBO. Behind the inscriptions Brabus and 6x6 are also made of chrome. Next, the client's desire was to install automatic footrests. Let me show them how they work. They work as needed. If the car is for off-road, then they are superfluous here, since they are easy to tear off. And a few words about the back of our body. Everything is as always, everything is smooth. I will now insert the frames and you can see that there are no pits, bends, everything is even. We also clearly installed the molding, there are no gaps and it is not glued to the sealant, it will not fall off 100%, I do not trust the sealant. Moldings are made of stainless steel, completely solid. This molding is also our own production. You know that we sell DIY kits, people often buy but do not build as well as we do. Because they don't have as much experience as we do with these kind of car modifications. We have been doing this for over 15 years and we have a lot of experience. If you want to build and try to do everything yourself, you can buy a kit from us. We have everything you need for this project. And who does not want to sweat and do everything qualitatively, we are waiting for you. The frame is completely made of stainless steel, polished, can be in any other color, black, glossy, matte, etc. But in this project it is chrome. Also installed it without a single space. We also installed a tire inflation system. We also have wheels without a beadlock. You can't drive without inflated tires because the rubber will just come out, but there is a swap system itself. You can also see that the receivers are on the bottom and the same size as the original. We even found the mounts the same as the original stainless steel to make everything look nice and harmonious. The most expensive thing in this project is the German-made portal gearboxes and the middle axle. It is original. It was the most expensive. Next in price are wheels, rims and tires. The cost is about $10,000. The gearbox is even more expensive, and the original axle is very expensive. If you want everything like the original, we can build it. We can also make a dummy rear axle, it will be just like a trolley. Cardans and everything you need will be installed there, but it will be a dummy. You can save a lot of money on this. I consider the ability to deflate tires to be an unnecessary option, but the person ordered it and we did it. Let's show you the tire inflation control panel. Now I will talk about the tire inflation system. What is in the cabin, what is it? We made a panel on the ceiling like the original. Made recesses for sun protection items. There is also a pocket for documents, etc. There is also a barrier in the pocket so that nothing falls. Everything is fixed securely, 100% everything will hold very well. What it is? This is an additional fuel tank. This is a toggle switch to turn on the transfer of gasoline from an additional tank to the main one. This is the pressure in the front wheels, and this is in the four rear. These are buttons to control, pump wheels or deflate. This is a toggle switch for turning the compressor on and off. This is how it all looks. These panels are also for sale. Contact. You can see that everything is clearly installed and there are no problems. You can order panels altered in Alcantara, leather, etc. And now I want to show our starry sky. We improve our skills every project and please, appreciate what a starry sky we have installed in this beautiful car. Colors change, comets fly, everything is there. Here is the back of our car. All levers, universal joints and axles were completely disassembled. Sandblasted, painted with zinc epoxy primer and then fully coated with polyurethane paint. The frame is also painted. Everything here is like new. The balloons are painted. Fasteners are completely made of stainless steel. Springs, tubes, brake hoses, everything is brand new. The portal gears are also new, the handbrake on all wheels is powered by electricity and there is also a mechanical handbrake. All bolts, nuts, etc. were fully galvanized. You look and everything looks brand new. Before I show you the interior, we have completely cleaned it. Salon has not changed much. The rear sofa remains completely original. The only thing that we have installed inscriptions. Also, the inscriptions are installed here, it was the desire of the client. The starry sky is here, I already showed you, here is the back wall. You see that everything is fine, there are no welding seams and so on. Move the sofa as far as possible, you can see that there is a very large legroom. We also sewed rugs, since the rugs from the factory are small and the carpet was also replaced so that there were no holes, etc. I'm sitting guys, in the G-Wagon G65 6x6. I'm filming a video for you, here's the microphone. Almost finished. And I don't want to leave this place at all. It's so sincere. And I feel like at home here. Everything will be Ukraine. I will also add a few words about painting. This is the hardest color we've ever had. There are 11 layers of paint here. This is a white base, yellow base, mother of pearl and 2 coats of varnish. And all this was applied on white ground. It was a very difficult job, but as we can see, we did it, the color is the same, everything is shiny and everything is fine. Why so long? It's simple, we have a war, several guys who worked with us left. The first is a painter, but we have already found a person who knows the craft as well as the old one. The preparer also left, this is the one who putty and level. We rolled up our sleeves and started working ourselves, we also had another painter. Another one of the carbon specialists left. We had very big difficulties, but we all won, and the result was excellent. Carbon perfect, as always. The paint is perfect too. You may ask why the car shines so much, it really shines. Because we polished it for 2 weeks. In total, the first paste and the partition are already shining, there is no end to the joy of the eyes. We finished the first paste, we are starting the second one, but the car is already shining. Every square centimeter of this car was given attention. The planes are even and perfect. Back door, fittings, recesses, etc. you can see for yourself. If something is wrong, write about it in the comments. The rear frame is also our production. Made right in the hangar. The frame is made of stainless steel, the part is also power, it is screwed to the walls. We do not make holes inside because we are worried that water will be poured into the wall. Let's look at the manufacturing process of this part. I'll tell you a little more about the rear body. The bodywork is as high quality as the whole car, including the interior. As I said earlier, we paid attention to every square centimeter of the car. A special board is installed here, although the color is not original, but it was the client's desire. We also immediately installed rails for securing loads. The spare wheel is fixed on special cables. The cable is water resistant and won't break. The boards are also moisture resistant, there will be no problems. The board is fixed on stainless steel screws, everything is the same in the original. All these corners are made of stainless steel, everything is welded and polished, and the part itself is solid. We also applied a sealant to the top so that moisture would not get inside. The wheel cover is completely covered by the Raptor. But before that, a lot of special primers were applied, and then the Raptor. I will say a few words about the back wall. It is made like the original, there are recesses here, the glass itself sticks out a little to the street. Everything, of course, was painted, shea green was removed and polished.
How can I keep this every day a recess? Hiding my weakness behind my black sheets. Life take a range, yeah, 'cause I'm not in shape yet. It's like I'm punch drunk out of this game. Starting by the beaches, gotta have a secret. Life is playing preachers, alone hiding my secret. Drowning out the teaching, gotta have a secret. I'm just a fake silhouette, avoiding every threat. I wanna stay like a silhouette, but I can't do that, no I can't do that. No I can't do
So I showed you the G-Wagon that our company built. I am proud of this project. I think that we have built a real masterpiece. If you do not agree with this, be sure to write your opinion in the comments. For example, what did we do wrong? Because the whole video I praised myself, but I immediately showed what we did. Be sure to write if you liked the project or not. But I will say right away that this is the only G-Wagon 6x6 V12 BITURBO 2017 in the world. The base car costs from $200,000 to $250,000. This is a very expensive car for us. And now I want to give a few little tips for people who build G-Wagons from our kits or on their own from our videos. Please pay attention to a few subtleties. It is clear that a car can be welded like a boat, but everyone understands this who knows at least something in welding matters. But there are a few details about which I consider it necessary to tell. The first is the suspension. You need properly selected springs so that there is the correct height at the back and front. The height of the front arch from the ground to the arch should be exactly like the original. This is very important. If the front is lower than the back, it will look like a boat. Another very important point, the wheels should not be pushed further than the width of the arches. See how we did it. In my opinion, this is perfect. It is also imperative that the rear wheels are symmetrically mounted under the arch, that these two distances were the same. And the distance from the ground to the arch should be the same as the original. It is important. Also pay attention to the manufacture of the back arc. You need to take special care to place the height of the part above the roof so that you can get this angle. People often fail to do this, because the height is very high. It is also important to paint and prime the rear of the frame with high quality. As funny as it may sound, not everyone does this. It's not easy to take a spray gun and paint light. There are a lot of hard-to-reach places, and if they are not painted, then after 2 months rust will begin to appear. Now the back of our cab. This is the wall where the rear window is. I will say right away that this is a very difficult task, to make it so that it is like the original. Please note that the upper part is convex to the street, and the lower one is inside. It's hard work, but it can be done. If you want a proper and cool car, you will have to put in the effort. Why did I call it a wartime G-Wagon? Let's tell. When the war started, it was this car that we had motionless. It did not have 2 rear axles. That is, he stood on the front axle and stands. And when people began to leave Irpin, Gostomel and Bucha and began to tell what the Russian army was doing, I realized that I needed to hide everything urgently. When we hid this gel invasion, we ruined one trailer. We somehow stuffed it under the car and hid it. It was very difficult. For this car, I was worried the most. We also hid all other cars everywhere. Thank God that we have armed forces of Ukraine who drove the Russians out of here, who came to kill, loot. I am very grateful to our army for the fact that we can work in such a difficult time. And now our team will spend most of the cost of the project to help our warriors. I have one question for the people of Russia. People, what is wrong with you? How can you believe in the nonsense that is being imposed on you on TV? I don't understand what's going on with you. Why are you all so angry? There is a saying that we are not animals, we are people. And this proverb is definitely not suitable for you. When I read the comments under the video, while Putin is shelling our cities and killing women, children, men, you starting to bullying us. That's horrible. Even I receive an angry message from a Russian in personal messages on Instagram. I go to the account of this person and there is a photo of him holding a child on his shoulder, a man of 30 years old. And at that moment I thought about his reaction at situation when his little child dies from city shelling. It is cruel and stupid. People, stop. Also when I see comments with questions. What are you fighting for, etc. And what would you do if an army invaded you and started destroying houses and killing people who were just on the street? What would you do? We defend ourselves, and who will you remain in this situation? Ask yourself this question. And what will you tell your children? I went to save my country in a foreign country. No one will believe this crap anymore. I'm done, thanks to our army. Everything will be Ukraine. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes.